তলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামিনীতি নামিনে নমো বিষ্ণুপদায় কৃষ্ণ পৃষ্ঠায় ভূতলে শ্রীমতে ভক্তি বেদান্ত স্বামিনীতি নামিনে নমস্তে সরস্বতে দেবে গৌরবাণী প্রচারিণে নির্বিশেষ শূন্যবাদী পাশ্চাত্য দেশতারিণে নমস্তে সরস্বতে দেবে গৌরবাণী প্রচারিণে নির্বিশেষ শূন্যবাদী পাশ্চাত্য দেশতারিণে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত গদাধর শ্রীবাসাদি গৌর ভক্ত বৃন্দ শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দয়া কর মোরে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য দয়া কর মোরে তুম বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে তুম বিনা জগত সংসারে তুম বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে তুম বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার পতিত পাবন হেতু তব অবতার মৌসম পতিত প্রভু না পাইবে আর মৌসম পতিত প্রভু আহা প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ প্রেমানন্দ সুখী আহা প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ আনন্দ সুখী কৃপাবলোকন কর আমি বড় দুঃখী কৃপাবলোকন কর দয়া কর সীতাপতি অদ্বৈত গোসাই দয়া কর তব কৃপা বলে পায়ে চৈতন্য নিতাই তব কৃপা বলে পায়ে Chaitanya Nityananda Aha Sarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Aha Sarup Sanatana Alwani Bhatta Yoga Sri Jivaha Prabhu Lokanatha Bhatta Yoga Bhatta Yoga Sri Jivaha Prabhu Lokanatha Bhatta Yoga Sri Jiva Prabhu Lokanatha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Daya Kara Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Daya Kara Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das Ramachandra Sangamage Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल, जयम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज आचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिला भय चरण रविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर चार्य इस डिवाइन के शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। शिल रूप गोस्वाई पाद की जय। भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु ग्रंथ की जय। समवेत वैष्णव वृंद की जय। भक्ति शास्त्री भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु अटेंडेंस की जय। समवेत वैष्णव वृंद की जय। गौर ब्रह्मानंदे हरि हरि। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharne. Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshataya. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangsam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatar Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Kalyanam Pavanebho Vaishnave Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradaya Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Lochino He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Sattva Bhakta Vihinay Aparada Lakshe Shiptascha Kamadi Taranga Madde Kripa Maitam Saranam Prapanne Brinde Namaste Charanar Bindam Bhajami Radha Aravinda Netram Smarami Radha Madhusmitasam Badami Radha Koruna Bharadram Tato Nasti Goti Nakopi Tavivasmi Najibami Taya Vina Vignaya Devi Tannay Mam Charanantam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. What happened to Mother Amrita?
She's had a really bad migraine.
Migraine.
That's really what she told us.
Are you ready, Mother Alwani? All right. So this, you have to log in order for me to give you access. You follow? So this chapter is very beautiful. Actually, this is like, I don't know, I regret sometime. I wish the whole world would come and discuss this nectar devotion. Wherever they are, they should discuss this nectar devotion, because this is what life is. We are correcting ourselves, and you feel joy, actually, the transformation. It's so wonderful. I mean, there is so much to talk about it, but I just want to give a little synopsis, because in our life, I mean, Kormi world, they blame every day, even newspaper. Oh, this company is bad. This guy is bad. Oh, this. It's always some blaming, cursing going on. I'm going to give you power. Just a second. I mean, I'm not giving you power. Krishna is giving. And Purnachandra Prabhu, thank you for that. Actually, I see automatically it gets mute. So this chapter began with the blaming, and I'm sure none of you ever blamed anybody. I did. I did blame, and still I feel like sometime to blame, but I check myself. Don't. Yesterday we discussed what are the focus should be. Potential devotee. Every soul is a potential devotee. This vision is not a choice. We must develop. This is what Prabhupada says. So whoever has a problem or their personality or their argument or their bad behavior, still, if we focus on potential devotee, then we can reconcile. Potential devotee means that you see, like a sculpture sees the angel or deity in the marble slab. 99.9% people will see a marble slab. They see marble slab. They don't see anything else. But the people, but the sculpture, he doesn't see the marble slab. He sees that beautiful deity will come out. So we need to start developing that vision that whenever we see a person, that he's a devotee of Krishna, just waiting for me to help. This mentality Prabhupada had, we want to develop this. This is very important. Now, since ancient time, this blaming idea is always there. Dhritarashtra is a very good example of that. He did not say directly, but he was holding it all the time. Well, he did say, actually. Even him and his wife cursed Krishna at the end. I mean, blaming is one thing, and cursing to God. You wonder, like, wow, how can you curse God? But people are like this. If there is God, why I'm going through this? Oh, you don't believe it? Or you're challenging it? And it's very interesting. So Dhritarashtra is the representation of how weakness combined the wickedness can lead to disaster for myself and for the world. We should remember this. I don't want to brag about Dhritarashtra's life, but good lesson we learn from Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita began with him, Dhritarashtra. Isn't it interesting? Dhritarashtra's question. You wonder, Bhagavad Gita is the holy book, but it starts with the person who really represent through his speech. One sloka dictates, I would say, or depicts weakness combined with wickedness. He's a king, father of the whole world, but he's not looking for that. He's not acting on it. How do you know what people think when they speak? You really know. Because he did not ask, how is the Pandava's son? Nothing. It's only his and his children. That's it. This is not a royal father. This is not a royal king. And what happened? We learned from that led to disaster for himself and for the world. Now, there is something we should learn, a lesson. The Dhritarashtra types of people, they see, he saw Krishna, he conversed with Krishna. Would you like to talk to Krishna? Yeah, but what's the big deal? Talking is not a very big deal. Developing love, attraction for the Lord is important, not talking to God. Duryodhana talked, Karna talked. But what happened? None of them became any transformed because they didn't want to. This is very important. So, Dhritarashtra types of people, they value the world first before they value God. What is the value of this world without God? Who values this? This is devotee mentality. Arjuna is thinking. What is Dhritarashtra thought? What is the value of Krishna without the world? That's why he cared for the world, but don't care for Krishna. Even though he talked with Krishna, he knows, he heard it, but it doesn't penetrate. This is something we learn from this chapter. I hope we learn from this chapter. This is very important. Scapegoating, in America they call, is one of the most universal of human tendencies. Is it scapegoating? I used to be like that. I hope I don't want to act like that. When we face difficulties, Prabhus and mothers, especially difficulties that seem unfair to me, unfair to us, we seek someone to blame instead of blaming me. Now, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also faced that he's wrong. Nobody ever has said something. If you like my speech, you should say, please go on. And if you didn't like some doubt, then you can ask, can you explain? Mahaprabhu says, no, I'm listening. But I only see the difference that when you quoting the Shastra, I see the light of sun in my heart. And I feel happy. But as soon as you start commenting, I see the cloud covering the sun. That's a very insult to the teacher. Of course, Mahaprabhu gladly accepted that teacher. Actually, he wanted to deliver that. So it was very interesting. So scapegoat mentality, such scapegoat goating philosophy, or you can say scapegoating becomes especially dangerous when it can paint an entire group of people, a race, a nation, a religion, in the darkest possible color, blame it for our problems, even the world's evil. Of course, Prabhus and mothers, undoubtedly, many problems do have specific causes, including specific male factors who need to be brought to justice through appropriate forms of retribution. But nonetheless, there are many other problems for which we cannot find any particular villain. And more importantly, as long as we don't take responsibility, this is my stretching or takeaway from this chapter. I hope you agree with me, end of the chapter, that we don't, as long as we don't take responsibility to improve ourselves, which Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya did it. Atmaninda kori koila Prabhura Sharan. Prabhu tare dila darashan. Very beautiful. I really think sometimes. He was the most proud person. He was the teacher of Mayavadi, Sannyasi, everybody. But yet, he started criticizing and finding fault in him. Everybody heard it? That attracted Mahaprabhu's attention. Not 7 days discussion. Mahaprabhu gave mercy because only one that when whatever circumstances, situation in our life, if we can find something wrong to be within me, maybe I need to correct. That draws attention of Lord. You will feel connection with Lord when you want to correct yourself. So, as long we don't take responsibility to improve ourselves, we can never do anything worthwhile or wonderful in our life. Pertinently, the Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially this Nectar of Devotion today, declares that godly people, or you can say devotee, are averse to finding faults. I'm serious. This is Prabhupada told this to Srutakirti Prabhu. We should not find fault. But fault is there. We don't have to find it. Of course, we are not blind. We are aware of it, but we don't have to focus on it. If we don't take responsibility, Prabhus and mothers, we will always be looking to find some villain. And as counter example to this human fallibility, this episode, today's chapter, does not focus on any specific wrong on or their doers, even when it seeks to encourage a different warrior to do his duty. This chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, Prabhupada brought an example of Jagai Madai. And Mother Alwani going to give us nourishment in our heart. Prabhupada brought that. I don't know original text had that so much detail, but Prabhupada made a very unique point that this episode thirst is to harmonize, I would say, harmonize ourselves with the indwelling divinity and to thereafter act in a mood of service and contribution in the outer world. Even in Bhagavad Gita, I remember how Arjuna did fight a war. What was that on Sunday that devotee choose that verse we need to discuss? What was his name? Sam. Not the Sam. It's 1155. Mat karmakin, mat parama, mat bhakta sangha varjita. Nirvair sarva bhuteshu jasamamiti pandava. How do you kill your enemy without enmity? To kill enemy, you have to have that anger. He's my enemy, I'm going to kill. But Krishna says, no enmity. Nirvair. That's why Prabhupada says this verse was the essence of Bhagavad Gita. I was like, wow. And I thought about all those verses, like, wow, when will be that day I will have that quality? At least we should pray and hanker for it. Then Krishna will see our heart and he will help us. Krishna always helping. I see that in my life. I'm not big anything. I'm not even a devotee. I'm trying to be a servant. But Krishna is helping. Where I come from, I see that. Krishna is definitely helping. So Arjuna, his consciousness was that he was acting as an instrument of divine will. This is what focus to be in our life. Whenever we are tempted to scapegoat someone, we can direct the same energy inward to reform ourselves and thus make sustainable inside out change. Is that okay? Everybody understand that? So what is the takeaway? As long as we keep searching for an outer billion for our problem, we cannot sustainably improve our inner or outer world. Prabhupada is the emblem of that. I mean, all the great acharyas. So with that note, let us begin to hear Mother Alwani's presentation. But before that, we're going to recite these 4 verses. Everybody has it, right? Or you have to... Actually, I would request every presenter have these 4 verses also in your slide, if possible. Of course, it should be in our memory, but unfortunately, I was born in Kali Yuga. Memory does not maybe activate. So, let us begin. Annavilasita sunnam gena karmadi anapritam anukullena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. What is the translation of that without looking at it? No, you have to try. Try it. Challenge has to come. Think of Krishna. Let Krishna Prabhupada give you some name. We are talking about pure devotion. So you immediately think that verse is the definition of pure devotion. So what is pure bhakti? Uttama bhakti, or you can give many names. Supreme bhakti, whatever. What is the definition of pure bhakti? You always say, this is the definition of pure bhakti. Internally 3, externally 3. Which constitute an activity exclusively for the Krishna's pleasure, which is with the favorable mood. And then you go to the other side, which is devoid of material desire, karma, jnana, etc. That's it. Simple. Say it now. Not devotional service. Devotional service is one thing, but we are talking about Uttama Bhakti. There's a key point actually. Because Uttama Bhakti control Krishna. Devotional service, you can approach Krishna, but not control him. Everybody understand? That's why I said Bhakti and Bhakti Rasa, they're 2 different. They're very subtle, very subtle. Not everybody will catch, even they read. You follow? Uttama Bhakti actually capture Krishna. Krishna becomes subordinate to your love. Krishna is subordinate to Mother Yashoda. Krishna is subordinate to Sridham. Krishna says, I have to go. Sridham says, I'm not going to play with you. No, okay, I'm not going. How is that? Absolute truth is captured by his, because he's Uttama Bhakti. Braja Bhakti, Braja Vrindavan, Braja Bhakti is Uttama Bhakti. Vaikuntha, they are Bhakti, not Uttama Bhakti. So Uttama Bhakti means Bhakti Rasa. I give it. Because Prabhupada said this. If Prabhupada did not say, we would never understand this. I'll probably read like a parrot. Does that make sense? So rephrasing it. Sorry to correct you.
Love. Pure love instead of...
I don't know. For me, love is like a little cheap word. I mean, sorry. I don't mean it. It is love. But sometimes people randomly in America, they use that love. I love my dog. Well, it's not really. I love your mom. You know, I love this floor, Prabhu. I love this this wire. Oh. You know what I mean? The wire doesn't say, yeah, I love you, Pran Govinda. It doesn't say. So love is like a little cheap. try to use that pure bhakti or pure. Yeah, I mean, you can say that if the audience don't understand what bhakti, what are you going to do? I don't know. Maybe somebody can help. Love is like a cheap word to be sometime. I don't mean in a negative way. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
External activity. Without any material.
They're devoid, means not part. What is the part? What makes Krishna pure bhakti? Yeah, you have to say activities. Yes, cultivation of activities. It means you have to do it. You have to cultivate. Cultivation of activities with the mind, senses, means body, and favorable attitude. And it has to be exclusively for Krishna's pleasure. Yes. You engage the mind, but attitude is different. Attitude is what made you, the soul. Mind is just a covering. You have to engage the mind, absorb the mind, like that. And more you think about it, you will come up on your own, better than mine. But thank you. Thank you. This is very nice. Okay. So next verse. Sarvopadi vinurmuktam tatparatena nirmalam rishikesha rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uttama uchate bhaktir uchate. Hypnotizing. What does that mean? Sarvopadi vinurmuktam. You have to give up. Same thing, first one. You give up all the upadis. Upadis means designation. I'm a man, I'm a man. I'm American, actually. I mean, is that a false? No, it's not false. But to do pure bhakti, this thing will not help you. But you can engage them though. Isn't Prabhupada says, we are not this body. He really heavily said. And then at the end, when one devotee says, so it seems like we don't have to do much. He said, no, you are American. You should act bold. Wait a minute. We're not this body, but we are American. Prabhupada used the both. Everybody got it? So he was motivating. They're still American. You don't go to immigration and say, I'm not this body. No, don't give that answer. You may not get visa. But you say your passport name, but in your action, whatever you have, asset, engage it. So they are American, they're bold. And you see, ISKCON actually, to be honestly, ISKCON actually became flourished because of the American force. The American disciple, they are like so forcefully established that. Now different country picking up very gorgeously, I would say vigorously. That's good. Okay, third verse. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grajyam Indriye Sevan Mukhe Jibbado Sayameva Spurati Ada. Who remember how to understand this verse? Because you're going to use every day in chanting. What do you do? What is that verse in your chanting? You're going to chant every day, you are chanting every day. What do you think about your attitude and the holy name? When the holy name will appear? Not that holy name will appear first. My attitude has to appear first. Sabha Unmukhi means you have to think of Krishna. Unmukhi means you have to face the person. You have to think of Krishna. Who is Krishna? The most merciful. At least the three things I mentioned, you can think of. Is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Nectar. Means his embodiment of complete bliss, reservoir of all bliss, or reservoir of all pleasure. So like this man, anyway, it was very funny. This man was saying that, I don't need God, how about that? I said, but are you looking for pleasure? Oh yeah. I said, that's God. You didn't know that. Because if you can, there's no happiness without Krishna. Absolutely. It doesn't matter whatever happiness is, whether it's a sex or a pig is eating stool, it's the same thing because it's coming originally from Krishna. The stool pleasure that pig gets is from the reflection, not the origin, but reflection. You follow? Like as you see the reflection of mirror, it can burn a paper, but the mirror is not burning, it's the sun burning with the reflection. So same thing. So when your attitude develops to serve, then the Lord will manifest from Golok Vrindavan to you, and then permits you all over your body, then dances on your tongue. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's not like I am making it. No, this is not a good attitude. I am not making it. I am trying to serve. But Swayam Eva means himself, Spurati Oda. He manifests himself. Is that clear, everybody? Holy name, I am only want to serve, that desire. But Swayameva Spuriti Oda means the Lord will manifest himself. Is that clear, everybody? From next session, somebody has to explain me. Okay. Next verse. Anasaktasya vishayan jataram upajunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandhe juktam vairagyam uchyate. Logan, you have the translation? You please read. And from tomorrow you have to memorize. Try to memorize. I mean, it's a whole life job. Okay. Go ahead.
When one is not attached to anything but at the same time accepts anything in relation to Krishna, rightly situated above.
Okay. I'm a little dull sometimes. I have to like break down. Everything is connected with Krishna. If you cannot see something is not connected with Krishna, do you know what is the name of that? If you, like majority people in this world see Krishna is connected with everything, yes or no? No. What does that mean? Maya. That's called Maya. 2.9.34. Rite artham jat pratiyata na pratiyata cha atmani tad viddat atmana maya jata bhaso jatatam. When you don't see the connection, that is Maya. But actually everything is connected with Krishna. Bhayam ditya abhiniveshatas ishat apitasya viparja asmriti. Don't see the connection. Asmriti means forgot all of a sudden. Because I choose, I misuse my. We have to accept it. This is how Bhagavatam explained. I misuse my free will. I turn, and there is a material world for me to enjoy. You are your own. Okay, that's good. So let's chant this one mantra and then you start. Nana Shastra Vicharanai Kani Punam Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarina Tribhuvane Manna Sarana Karo Radha Krishna Padara Binda Bhajana. Logan doesn't know that mantra. You have to say. Dena Mataliko Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Jugo Sri Jiva Gopalako Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Jugo Sri Jiva Gopalako. To accommodate Logan, we care for him. So let us chant one more time because he just finally found the verse. Okay, let's do it. Ana Shastra Vicharanai Kani Puna Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarina Tribhuvane Mano Sarana Karo Radha Krishna Padara Bhajana Nandena Mata Vande Rupa Sanatana Sri Jiva Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujuga Sri Jiva Gopala Jaya Rupa Goswami ki jai. Sara Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Okay.
Hare Krishna, I'm praying to Nitai Gauranga Ishla Prabhupada to let me speak the truth and what is in this word. I'm not qualified to do that. So I picked chapter 9 because this is my favorite chapter. It's very nice and I want to read, there's some conversation between Krishna's devotee, conversation between Krishna and his devotee, and I would like to read that too. Yeah, so I can start now. So chapter 9, ways to practice pure devotional service. So first is blasphemy devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that.
Wow, that's scary. I don't know where he got that picture. I would get scared if I see it. Okay.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, one should be more tolerant than a tree and more submissive than a grass. Okay, so this incident between Jagai and Madai and Nitai Gauranga, and Nityananda Prabhu, when Lord Nityananda, he very humbly asked Jagai and Madai to take the holy name and become a devotee, but they insist. Instead, they actually threw a stone at Nityananda Prabhu's forehead. So what happened is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately went to the spot and wanted to kill the offender, these two brothers, Jagai and Madai. So this behavior Lord Chaitanya mentioned in this book is very significant because a Vaishnava should not be tolerant or stay quiet when somebody insults, everybody. So, and here I put that we should know where to apply our anger. Like someone blaspheming our Lord and devotee, we should not just sit quiet. We should, apply our anger in that part. So, there's three ways of dealing with insults. The first is if someone is here blaspheming by words, one should be so expert that he can defeat the opposing party by argument. If he is unable to defeat the opposing party, the next step is that he should not just stand there quiet, but should give up his life. So this part. Yes. So the third process is if the third process is if he is unable to execute the above mentioned two process, then this is that one must leave the place and go away. So if the devotee does not follow any of the above mentioned three process, he falls down from his position of devotional service.
Is your presentation covering all the questions? Okay.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
questions
I just
too.
want to make sure.
Yes, this question is coming. So I have this question here. Why is it so intense that one should give up his life? They can just like walk away.
Anybody would like to try? Yeah, go ahead.
So, understand, we can just walk away also, but you want to success in the life, in this life. Sometimes it may be not that much. Up to that level, we are not that perfect yet. So the more you do for and you service for the Guru and Krishna, if there is something going on, that means it looks like you are defeated. One walk. I understand it's one of the thing you can do, but that is not still. I consider this still not perfect way of dealing. It is better you have the bet on the Lord. You have a belief on the Guru or the devotee, and you should challenge. But you have to deal in the proper way. Like one time, what happened? One devotee, Manipur, his name is Ajit Das. He was a police. He was in police service. So what happened? Somebody came and criticized Guru Maharaj. He just hit by something to the guy right away. Why you have no right to criticize my Guru? But big problem come up later on. But we have to deal properly. It's not like that.
Wait, I got lost. So he treated badly, or what is the conclusion?
He had something on table, and the guy came up and he was not talking. Maybe in Manipur, sometimes people can also kill a tourist, or somehow he came to know that this disciple of Maharaj then started criticizing, and he just picked up the stuff and hit to the guy right away.
Okay.
That is what. But in this position, he said, oh, maybe he could do or something like that. But we have to properly deal with it, like what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. Instead of doing in the, oh, this is wrong, he just put it different way, angle, that not in the way, but I'm talking about the message that he just, oh, you are putting us in the, somewhere in the opposite, but similar, different way we have to deal. But I feel for me, I will defeat this person one day. Maybe you can walk out with different way, not in the mood of or I'm unable. It looks like to give me. So
Anybody else?
So I was also thinking because there are three ways it is given. So logically, the third should come second and go away. So I was thinking why try to pray also. Why? So the understanding I have is correct. I think the expectation from us who are reading this or who are to follow, not follow, that we need to have that much intensity standing. So that means if somebody is blaspheming, not by words, we are not able to do it. We need to have that intensity that I should know all the things so that I can properly defend that blasphemy. And if we don't do it, then I think it is put in purposefully that way so that we take it seriously and intensely. Otherwise, always there is an escape, right? Okay, I walk away. The walking away is to them. So let's take a dry run. So if that is happening, and if we are intensely doing our sadhana and seva, we should be able to defend the blasphemy. If we cannot defend, it says give the life. But obviously, in many situations, or most of the situations, nobody wouldn't give the life. Would go to the hurt. But the impact of that instruction will be such that you will that particular you will be more intense, so that next time it doesn't. But if it is switched around, meaning if it says, okay, if you cannot defend, walk away, then human tendency is most of the time we will walk away and then we'll forget. So next time similar situation will come, again we will walk away. So that is what my understanding is, that it is pushing us to put our intensity and sincerity.
Hmm.
Do you want to say anything?
Now, these are very good, solid point. It will be always there. It is also there. Sometimes we see, even within our society, some people may say, oh, this authority is doing bad, or I mean, you'll face this. You'll face here in this institution. If our compassion does not come in the forefront, we may end up of losing everything. Because first of all, even if somebody criticizes or says something, there is a genuine reason that person. Can I develop that perspective, that person's perspective? Why that person is disturbed, talking offensive or whatever it is that disturbing. If you can develop that, then you will find the solution. ISKCON is not utopia. You know the word utopia. Everything is perfect. No. Material world is not utopia. I mean, as even ISKCON. Prabhupada mentioned this to Atreya Rishi Prabhu in a letter. We are individual beings. We will always have individual perspective way, you know, we will. You may not agree with everything I see. I may not agree everything you see. In America, they say we can agree to disagree. We can still have a friendship. We can live in the same temple and be happy, but then respect that that person has this view. Maybe it doesn't match my view. That doesn't mean we cannot think like, oh, he's criticizing. He's not criticizing. That's what he is seeing. He has his view. Of course, as long we don't have an ulterior motive to harm that person, I think, then we can pray to Krishna and definitely Krishna will reconcile. I also would like to say in a two-way we can look at it. When this man in Hulurghat criticizing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, every time he walks by, ha ha ha, what do you think you are? You have so many sannyasi, now you're a pig. Now the disciple was with Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, felt like to kill the guy right there, or smash him, or something they felt. But then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not say anything, and disciple did not react. But that man was criticizing and finding fault with Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. This is what's striking me, that after some time, when the disciple came, one disciple came and said, Prabhupada, there is a news. I said, yes. He said, that man used to criticize and finding fault in you. He just died. And then that disciple was happy, smiling. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur started crying. And the disciple got shocked. Then other disciples also came. They also thought that he will be happy. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, my Guru Maharaj always protect me. Losing his protection, I feel helpless. Now, they could not understand. How is that protection when somebody criticizes you? He says, My pride was growing so much with this preaching mission. We are finally getting some success. But Guru Maharaj was using this man to correct me and keep me at his feet and not focus on the own glory and others. But I was very much happy that he would find some fault and correct me. But I lost that protection. So I'm sad. Devotee is like a completely dumbfounded. What? He saw as a protection. We thought it was like it. So when somebody says something, if it is about me, we must learn how to tolerate. This is just my request. We must learn how to tolerate. And okay, even if you say, well, I'm not capable of tolerating this, then go to a senior devotee to see his view. Why should I tolerate? Yes, if it is against Guru and Krishna or some, Acharya, then we fight. But fight not by killing that person. Fight by inviting my Guru Maharaj, inviting my other Acharya to that spot. How do you invite Prabhupada in your life when you feel challenged? By meditating and praying to him. When you're facing with a person, you have a desire to bring him to bhakti, then you pray to Prabhupada within your heart. Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada said, I never lost association of my Guru Maharaj since I met him. And he even said, did he see himself preaching? Was Prabhupada not preaching? Prabhupada did not say that. Prabhupada said he was like a vessel. His Guru Maharaj was making devotee all over the world. This is a good vision. This is perfect vision. Because I can see always like my false ego, like, oh, I did good speak. This is dangerous. They are the one who reminds. It is Prabhupada and Krishna reminds. We should give them credit. Krishna deserves every moment credit from us. We should give that credit to them. Even in big assembly, when they say, Prabhupada, finally, you have done astonishing. He said, no, I haven't done anything. It is my Guru Maharaj deserve all the credit. It is him. I'm just carrying his order. That's all. Very simple. This vision is very nice. So challenge will come. If it is challenge, I summarize, and if it is challenge against me, I should tolerate and correct myself. It will hurt. Heart is like a scar, scar. I had this scar when I was a little baby. My mother said that the sheep, I used to like the flower garden, so I would crawl to go there, and the sheep like hit me, and still there. So I think, okay, I have some attraction to the flower. Why? Because origin of the flower, I was researching that. Origin of the flower is the message between Radha and Krishna. When Krishna feels so intense separation from Radharani, a flower just blossom in front of Radharani. A plant just grow up and then flower. Radharani pick this and smell it. Oh, she specified. And Krishna does the same thing from Radharani. So I was very happy. I said, okay, there must be something. Of course, this mundane can be also mundane, but I don't want to go that route. So like this, it can stay as a scar, and that scar actually can accommodate our progress, pushes us to progress instead of degrade us. Oh, that scar, that guy stabbed me. I hate him. No. This is dangerous. So this is personal. Now, if it is against Prabhupada and Krishna and others, we have to fight, but we have to learn how to fight. That's why I was asking, who did I ask? Was it you, Phil? That you may be a best shooter, or maybe Logan. You may be a best shooter, but what value you have in the war without any gun? What value? None. We should think like this. We are useless, but the mercy of the Lord can make us useful in any circumstances. If somebody challenges, invite the Lord, invite Prabhupada to come and dance on your tongue and purify that challenges. Of course, this episode, I mean, in Bhagavatam, there are many, like Durga Devi did, I mean, Sati Daha. Sati did when she heard about Shiva's. But you have to understand why Sati did it. There's another hidden reason. Was not for that reason only. There's two reasons. But then again, we look at in Sati's Shiva's episode, many lessons to be learned that, okay, they took action, you can say. They severed the head. They killed the person who blasphemed. You can say that, okay, this happened. But what happened after that? You kill a person or you kill yourself, whatever the best way. But if it is not transforming, so when Daksha's head was severed by Birabhadra, yes? Why? Because he was criticizing Shiva. You can say that. But what happened to him? His heart transformed. Do you need a brain, head to transform your heart? To purify yourself? To purify yourself, do you need heart or head?
Brain is.
He said brain is the main. You said both.
Purifying the heart, but you need to engage the mind as well.
Prabhus and mothers, please make a note. Prabhupada writes, Daksha did not have a head. Do you know when regression came? He apologized. Maybe I did wrong. His consciousness, he was still active. He was, I mean, active or alive. In the body without a head. That's why they put a goat head after. So the goat head did not produce that. It was the heart. I like the way Prabhupada said. It is the heart what you need to progress, purify, and progress in spiritual path. It is not the head. Head can be biomedia, but head cannot transform the heart. You remember first day I said, from ear to capturing by the intelligence in the head, then it will transform. So Daksha repented. I did a bad, I should not criticize Shiva just because he's my son-in-law. I don't know, there is some Rasha about son-in-law. But his ultimate success, he got it. So this is very good. Is that good enough? Or you want more? Okay, good. Keep going.
Next is tilak and tulasi paste. So in Padma Purana says that person who put tulasi paste on the neck, who mark 12 places of their body, they are the representation of Vishnu. So anywhere they go in this world, they make this place as good as Vaikuntha. So person it's also further mentioned that person who mark this tilak with the holy name in their whole body will never be approached by the Yamadutas. So Yamadutas are the constable of Yamaraj. He's the Lord of Death. So there's the story of Ajamil. The moment of his death, he saw Vishnuduta and Yamadutas came. So yeah, he gave another chance. So even then Yamaraj gave a clear instruction to his assistant, say that never approach devotees, because devotee, the Vaishnavas are beyond the jurisdiction of Yamaraj.
So this is for tilak. But some people they have a permanent like a tattoo. They put the Nrsimha and all that. that will be different. It's a similar result will be there, probably.
Say it again one more time.
Like some people they have tattoo on the
Oh, tattoos.
that.
You said tattoo. I was
I
thinking like,
said
what?
on the tattoo, right? So
Tattoos.
they have on the left and right chakra and all that. You know, somebody they have. So is it it will be different result like from their tilak? Putting okay.
They still need to put tilak every day. Just because they have tattoos, just like one devotee mentioned, Pancharatna Prabhu. He said, now computer discovered. It was 85 or 86. I think Mayapur got first computer. Not everybody, just only head of the Mayapur had a computer. He said, guess what? I can chant now 64 rounds. I said, really? How? He said, I'm going to just put Hare Krishna Mahamantra and say, multiply. So then I was thinking, like, I got really shocked because I had no idea at that time what is computer. I was like, wow. So why 64? You can chant like crores, like lakhs, 100,000. He said, I can. He said, wow. And I was like, I lost impetus to chant, like, oh, so I need a machine to. Later on, one of Prabhupada's godbrother that comes to our temple, those days they were alive. We asked that question. It was Puri Maharaj. And it was very interesting. He says, no. I don't know what you're talking about machine. Nothing can replace your desire to serve. You can engage, 100 people can serve Lord, but until you serve, your benefit is not directly affecting your consciousness. So this is very important. Even if you have a tilak, you still have to put on tilak on top of that. Just because I have a tilak now, I'm already don't need to do any more tilak. No, it's not. Tattoos is not going to replace your internal. When you put like this, this is Govinda. Because the child says this tilak. And I said, do you put a tilak here? So I already have it. I said, no. The Lord, you try to serve the Lord. The Lord Rishikesha, who is accepting your service, that is called Govinda. He's engaging your senses and it is accepting. So you have to put on tilak, and when you serve it, then the Lord will accept. Rishikesh, every name has a specific function. This tilakam, when you look at it, every name has a very specific function. Why Keshava here? Om Keshavaya Namo. Why Keshava here? This is the supremacy of Krishna. Ka is Brahma. Isha is Shiva. One who is the Lord of Shiva, Brahma, and everybody is the supreme. This is right here. Now, if you go in a Rasha Tattva, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Keshava means one who is expert of combing hair. Krishna is expert of combing hair of Radharani. Now, why Radharani is allowing Krishna to come here? Because in the mirror, she is seeing Krishna's face. Krishna is not looking at in the mirror. He's just looking at the Radharani's hair. And that is also Keshava. So there is a Rasha meaning, there is a external meaning. So Keshava is right in front, that supreme personality of Godhead right here. What is this leaf? Everybody knows? Little more. That is true. Vrindavan. We are not worshipper of Keshava in Mathura or somewhere else. It is Krishna in Vrindavan. So this is because Tulsi also in Vaikuntha. That's okay. That's also in Dilan. In
Lines are his feet. 2 lines are his feet, not Krishna's feet.
Yes, also the Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna in Vrindavan.
Actually, at the body of Vishnu.
That is also correct. But that's for Vaikuntha Vritti. We should know everything, but we are focused on Uttama Bhakti, Braja Bhakti. Yes.
Listen, some of the devotees have a hard time to decide and they put some kind of
That's fine.
is
That
it
is
okay?
there in the, that is Rupa Goswami Pad recommend. Hari Bhakti Vilas said, yes, you can put a symbol, like a stamp.
By the,
Stamp. Yeah.
stamp. If they have a problem.
Yeah, Harishwari Prabhu used to, still today, I think he put it. He used to put. I was staying with him one time. Harishwari Prabhu, Prabhupada's servant. He put, he has a stamp like
I
this.
have.
It's okay. It's good. It's nice. Not bad. But you have to do it, not tattoo. Tattoo is good. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I don't promote it.
But at least to put to the forehead, I mean, here forehead has to.
No, the whole, everything should be by hand. Every day you are chanting and Om, what is this? Bhamanaya Nama, then
Yes, Bhavanaya Siddharayana.
Sri Dharaya Nama, Rishikeshaya Nama. This has a function. This is Trivikramaya Nama, Purushottamaya Nama. This has a function. The particular personality has a, you can meditate. You are not this body, but you are within this protection all. I mean, if you have a gun and if there is no bullet, that's one thing. It may scare people, but it may not scare sometimes. Because if the guy is violent and he tried to shoot because there is no bullet, nothing will come out. So that may not work finally. But if you have a bullet, means understanding. If we have a good understanding, then you can shoot and it will remove your ignorance. So it is required we to understand.
Thank you.
Yeah. All the devotee, like some devotee says, well, Lord Shiva, what's wrong with the Lord Shiva's tilak? No, there is nothing wrong with the Lord Shiva's tilak. That is bona fide by Krishna. Lord Shiva used to have a tilak like us. But problem is, you know where Lord Shiva takes birth from, which dynasty? Are you familiar with? Bhuta family. Brahmaji has a whole lineage from Brahma, how the different son has a lineage. One son is Bhuta, a Bhuta's dynasty where Shiva, Rudra is appearing. One Shiva, Sadashiva is in Vishnu Tattva. Shambhu Tattva Shiva comes from the eyebrow of Mahavishnu. Then Rudra comes from eyebrow, between eyebrow of Brahmaji. The different Rudras are there. Amongst 11 Rudra, only one is Shiva. Others are not Shiva. They are like you and me, who is qualified Jiva. You can say qualified. They also come from a different form. So this is Bhuta dynasty where the Shiva's family comes from. And anyway, I won't go far. Just Bhuta dynasty has a goblin. You know goblin? Or maybe. Anyway, you can just hear the name. These are like a very evil spirit. You heard evil spirit, but actually there is this actually being. Evil spirit exists. It's not just an idea to scare people. No, they exist. Ghosts exist. They all exist. Bloodsucker, we use that word. Oh, that guy is a bloodsucker. There is actually people, the living being, who only sucks blood. I asked Phil to go and swim in this pond. He said, oh no, I'm not going. I said, why? He said, leeches. And then he says, he doesn't want to find out. Yeah? Has it?
The neighbors did say that there are water snakes in this.
Oh, water snakes, water markers.
Yeah.
They are poisonous, no?
Some of them.
That's the reason they suggested.
Okay, we are not going to explore. Just leave it like that. So, Shiva, they used to have, he used to put on tilak. And all these ghost, goblin, bad people, drunkard, they actually love Shiva because they feed him. He also gives the shelter of all Tamagun followers. He's merciful, that. But problem is, they don't follow him, they imitate him. That is the problem. Harshan and Marshan is the two big, powerful Shiva followers. So they heard that if you chant Krishna's name, you can overcome any obstacle. So they are Shiva follower, but they started chanting Krishna's name and they started killing Brahmanas. And now demigod, they cannot kill because they are chanting. They are intensely chanting Krishna's name and killing all the Brahmanas to destroy this Brahmanical culture. So they asked the Lord, what is that? Steno Surapo Mitroduk. This is in 6th canto. Ajamil case, that the power of holy name, the last chapter, 3rd chapter. Steno Surapo Mitroduk, Guruha Pitriha Guru Talpaga. Anyway, this verse is beautiful. It's a category of different species that Krishna says he will protect. He will protect. Steno Surapo Mitroduk, Brahmaha Guru Talpakaha. That's the verse Krishna reminded. Thank you, Krishna. So he said, Krishna says, if anybody chant my name, I will protect, definitely. Now Krishna cannot kill them. You found it, Prabhu?
Yes.
Go ahead, read the translation.
The chanting of the holy name of Lord Vishnu is the best process of atonement for a thief of gold, for other valuables, for a drunkard, for one who betrays a friend or relative, for one who kills a Brahmana, or for one who indulges in sex with the wife of his guru, or another superior. It is also the best method of atonement for one who murders women, the king or his father, for one who slaughters cows, and for all other sinful men. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Vishnu, such sinful persons may attract the attention of the Supreme Lord. Therefore considers, because this man has chanted my holy name, my duty is to give him protection.
See Krishna, how merciful the holy name is. Of course, we don't promote this, but when someone comes to the movement, he may be eating beef or killed cow, but he's chanting, he's protected. We should respect him. We should not think like he's a cow killer. No, no, no. This is not these verses. Krishna says, I protect. So we should respect God's word. What I did past, that should be forgiven. What happening now, that is important. Is it transforming? Anyway, why did I go there?
What's the name of those two?
Harshan, Marshan. Harshan and Marshan. They're brothers. So they're killing Brahmanas and they found this loophole. Chant, you'll be protected. They're Namnat Balad Papo He Buddhi. So then what happened? Krishna says, I'm sorry, I can't help you all. They're chanting my name and they're killing. I know it is bad, but I don't know what to do. So they went to Radharani. Radharani says, are they serving Krishna? No. In her feet, do you meditate? Sometimes you should meditate Radharani's feet. I do sometimes. Under her big toe, on the left feet, right, where the little soul, the little curve, that's why Sudarshan Chakra. Her Sudarshan Chakra is different than Krishna's. She sent Sudarshan Chakra. Anybody is not serving, Sudarshan Chakra finishes. But they are chanting Krishna's name, but are they serving? No, finish. So Radharani became very famous. Because Krishna is liberal. So anyhow, back to this. This is the last story. But first story was, so Krishna called the Shiva. He said, all your followers, they're doing horrible things and they are putting Vishnu Tilak and I'm there. So it's difficult. So I suggest you change your Tilak. Say, what kind of Tilak should I put? Just put, you're dealing with the 3 modes, put 3 lines. Okay, since that, this 3 line came. And all the Shiva followers, they put 3 lines. So at least they save us from, okay, they are not Hare Krishnas. Yeah. So Krishna solved that problem. So all Tilak. Anyway, I don't know why we went that route. There's so many pastimes. Beautiful. All. history. Go ahead.
Sorry, so this second slide. So anyone? Oh, yeah, so Tulsi B is very simple. So right. System.
We cannot hear you well.
No?
Now it's better. Can you make it?
So yeah, so
Think this is emergency.
Huh?
Think this is emergency. Speak loud. Yeah.
So we'll go to the next slide. Close book question number 1 and 2. So first question is, what is the result of decorating one's body with Vaishnava Tilak? So they will never be approached by Yamadutas. This is a result of decorating one's body with Vaishnava. Second, according to the Padma Purana, what is the result of wearing Tulasi beads on the neck and marking 12 places of their bodies as Vishnu?
Can you explain the first one to Logan? What is Jamadutta? I mean, what is?
Oh, Yamaduta, they are the constable of Yamaraj. Yamaraj is the lord of death. So how he looks like, when I read Ramayana, it explains Yamaraj, he looked very scary because Ravana, there's one time Ravana tried to challenge Yamaraj. So he went to hell and tried to look for Yamaraj, want to kill him so he can take the world of hell. So when Yamaraj appeared, all the servant of Ravana, this demon, all just ran away because his look is so scary and his chariot itself looks so scary. So he's actually looked very scary. So all his assistants looked very scary too. You know. So one who put on this tilak on all over their body with the name of Lord Vishnu. So Yamaraj will never come and take you. Vishnu Dutta will come, like assistant of Lord Vishnu will come and take you back to God. Because Yamaraj himself say that he will never touch Krishna's devotee.
Very good.
So we wanted to say that Yamaraj is devotee.
Yes.
So
He's the servant of
it's
Krishna.
basically it's his duty to run the universe. Everybody has he has this role. By nature, he is not fearsome. He's actually like a Supreme Court judge.
Yes.
Very well verse of all the scriptures.
Is Mahajan.
Yes, Yamaraj is one of them.
Yes.
Great source.
I also heard about water thinner. Said water? Putting tilak with water. I heard some.
You can, Prabhupada said that.
Okay.
Like if you go to work,
Yeah.
you should have tilak 24 hours a day. If you go to work, you feel like not comfortable to put on this tilak, then you take water tilak. Prabhupada said you can do that.
Yeah,
But tilak should be there.
I used to do that when going work.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. If you feel like little difficult, you have to answer everybody, what is this on your forehead, then put on tilak with water. Only going to work, not coming to temple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, close book. Second question is, the result of wearing Tulasi beads on the neck and marking 12 places of their body as Vishnu. What is the result? The result is all the sinful reaction after his is delivered from all his sinful reaction, and after his death, he goes directly to Krishna Loka to live in association with the Supreme. So anyone here who don't have Tulasi, please pray.
Also, it says their presence makes the world purified. Anywhere they remain, they make that presence.
That is very nice. You should add that in the answer.
Second, so this is a third slide. Accepting flower garlands. So here mentioned that one should put on flower garlands which are offered to the deity. not the one that is not offered. So at here, Uddhava, one of Krishna's best friend, his childhood friend, he said to Krishna, "My dear Krishna, I have taken things which you have used and enjoyed, such as garlands of flowers, scented oils, garments, and ornaments, and I eat only the remnants of your foodstuff, because I am your menial servant. So I'm sure that I shall not be attacked by the spell of material energy." This is Uddhava to Krishna. So this purport also further says that one who follows these rules and regulation of decorating the body with the mark of tilak, of gopi chandan or sandalwood bark, and who puts on the garlands which were offered to Krishna, there is no question of being conquered by the spell of material energy. So he also further say that at the time of that, Yamaraj, Yamadutas will come and take one soul away. So, but one who is Krishna's devotee, who only takes the remnants, foodstuff of Krishna, like Krishna Prasadam, anything that is offered to Krishna, he will be saved from this Yamaduta. And also based on Skanda Purana, Lord Brahma tells Narada, my dear Narada, anyone who puts on his neck the flower garland which was formerly used by Krishna becomes relieved from all disease and reaction to sinful activities, and gradually he liberated from the contamination of mind. So, any question?
About the last reference, Skanda Purana. If anybody puts his neck the flower garland which was formerly used by Krishna, it's a gift, all diseases and reactions to something. So how we can make somebody understand that? There are many occasions we give the flower garland to people who are in hospital, hospice, or sick. But still we see they reaching ultimately the destination.
You mean to the patient or the relatives or relatives?
The relatives who are coming, the patient may not come back.
How to make them understand that this is spiritualizing their.
Yeah, and then this particular statement, it says it releases all diseases.
I'm just thinking like how much time you got to explain that.
Later.
The 424 Bhagavad Gita, if you think that Brahmarpanam Brahmahabir, Brahmahutam Brahmagno, Brahmanaiva tena gantipam Brahma karma samadhita. So there's a two way to look at that verse. One is application sense, another is composition sense. So Brahmarpanam Brahmahabir. First of all, before you offer the garland, this flower is a product of material. Composition, Bhumi apa analo bayu khammana buddhi reva chahankaro iti me bhinna prakriti rastada. This flower is coming from this world, material. But Krishna is pleased. Patram pushpam phalam tuyam. He says, if you offer me a flower. So when we are making a garland and offering this, even though this is coming from the material, so compositional sense is material, but application sense, utilizing how we are offered to Krishna. In application sense, Krishna received this garland through his deity form. Now it's spiritualized. Brahma karma samadhina, that absorption, that garland maker, pujari offered it, and then you, the head of the temple, taking that garland to spiritualize that departing soul. It is a whole thing is spiritualized. There's nothing material anymore. So when the soul gets this garland, not on the dead body, but before depart, if that soul actually literally alive in the body and got the garland, then the soul has a connection to get the effect of the spiritual eyes, and soul will immediately get liberation. Now, to go to spiritual world, the soul has to accept, not that he gets immediately to spiritual world, but soul has a chance to come back as a devotee or devotee family or opportunity. Janma Ishwarya Sutta Sri. The one of the four way that Krishna will benefit that soul. So even if that soul did sinful and others, but it will be neutralized. He or she will get an opportunity either to a rich family, Janma Aishwarya, or a rich family or a good birth family, like taking birth in a devotee family, Sutasri, or born in a very wonderful skill or health or good beauty or something. So for way, this person will begin his spiritual life. So you are saving that soul. Not that that soul goes back home, back to God immediately. Like that verse says, Ajamila agadama kimotaya tatho param. That verse, Prabhupada also says, just by chanting Namabhas, Ajamil went back home, back to Godhead. Ajamila agad dhama. So that verse says this, but exactly not like that. You have to see the commentary. Commentary says that Ajamil had a sadhu sangha from Vishnudutta. Then when Vishnudutta left, Jamadutta left, he immediately got out of his illusion and went to Hardwar. If you read the rest of the chapter, that he went to Hardwar and he did sadhana. Then from Vaikuntha, a chariot came with the same four Vishnudutta and picked him up. So in one sense, you can say, Ajamil chanted Namabhas, he went back home, back to God. Another way is you can say, well, it took little, what do you say, tour. So it's not wrong that he did not go back to Godhead, but not immediately. He had to do some sadhana. So when you say you gave a garland, that person now will go back home, back to Godhead. You are correct, but it will take maybe few life. But at least their bhakti began because of your garland. Yeah, but they have to accept it. They have to accept it. But you don't have to explain, sometimes they may not understand. Because that verse, I was thinking like, my God, Ajamil didn't go to spiritual world, but that verse says this. But then every Acharya gave commentary. Yes, he went back home, but not immediately. That word was like missing in that verse. But ultimately he went. So in that sense, it's okay. Yes, Prabhu.
That's the problem. He doesn't understand. He or she doesn't understand somebody's. So is that
Can you say it again in the beginning? Like I could not. Maybe my deaf. I'm getting deaf.
Right? Some people who are sick, people in the hospitals, right, and a very critical situation, and they call, just for maybe devotee related, maybe okay, but if not devotee related, not that much connection is not belief that level. But when you put the garland, the person doesn't even understand what's going on.
But they get effect.
They get effect.
If I don't understand fire, I'll still get burned if I touch the fire. Or I don't understand. Doesn't matter. Still you will get affected. So spiritual food, if somebody take prasadam, they don't know what is happening, but it is going to affect. Of course, if they know, if they understand and believe it, it will work very fast. Faster. But even if they don't understand, still it will affect. Maybe it will take another life or two life. You follow? Spirituality is so wonderful. spiritual. Okay.
Also, see, this regarding this respecting the flower and flower for the Lord Vishnu, great offense. And
Yes.
this was in case of Indra, who was offered by Durvasa. And then he put it on the head of the elephant and cursed by the. So that
You are right. It's not so much of that he put it on the head of the elephant, but it fell and crashed by elephant.
we fell down.
Yes, the garland fell. And when some great personality give blessing, they immediately fell. He was not there. Durvasa was not there. But he immediately saw that, oh, he didn't care for my, because he was pride, procession of victory. But blessing of the sadhus, if we neglect, we will go little detour. He lost everything. Lost everything. That's very good story, yes. Okay.
Take a break.
No, we'll finish it.
It's very long.
Oh, really?
Yes. I can do one more.
Yeah, we were like on page 3 and there's like 50 pages left.
Wow, you have, okay, no more talk. I will not talk anymore.
There's total
I'm enjoying.
22 points. There's total 22.
Logan is enjoying as a new bhakta.
I'm enjoying too because there's so
Okay.
much.
That's good. That's good. We'll do it at 11 o'clock. Let's do one more and then. When you are hungry, you get more hungry, prasadam tastes better. So it's
Okay, the next is dancing before the date. So here it says that one who manifests different features of bodily expression, like people dance differently, jump, all this. This expression can burn away all the accumulated sinful reaction he has stored up for many thousands of lives. And here, Narada Muni says that from the body of any person who claps and dances before the deity, showing manifestation of ecstasy, all the birds, he's talking about the birds of sinful activity will fly away, just as by clapping the hands, one can cause many birds to fly away. Similarly, the birds of all sinful activities which are sitting on the body can be made to fly away simply by dancing and clapping before the deity.
okay. Prabhus and Madhar, please come to temple and join dancing and chanting when we do it. Very good. I think we burned out all our sin. This morning we danced. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. So 3 times. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Go.
When I first joined the movement, I remember that, this devotee told me that, we have so many lines on our palm. All these are the destiny.
These are called kuto.
Anyone who can read about your future, they look at your palm.
Yeah.
Oh. So he said about when we clap during Aarti, this thing will change our faith.
No, wait a minute. The line may not change, but the reaction of our previous karma will change. When we clap, like for an example, this is a lifeline. Okay, this is a heart line, lifeline. This may not change immediately by clapping and dancing, but in our sanskar, like what is inside, it's coming out as a line. And what is inside, I mean in a subtle body. How long you will be alive, you are already born with it. It is not you creating your lifespan. You are born with a particular amount of breath. It's not even year. It's not a Christian calendar or Indian calendar. It's like it's guy goes by the breath. Inhale, exhale. That's how our lifespan is calculated. Now, Krishna says in 7th chapter, Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu Tapasyasri Tapashishu, that I am the lifespan, Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu, lifespan of all living beings. So there Prabhupada writes that Krishna can expand it or shrink it as he needed for a devotee. For Karmi, they are forced. They are literally they are forced. If they're suffering, they are going to suffer whatever the period is written when they are born. You follow? So when we clap, inside, what will actually give you experience is diminishing. Outside may be still there, no, not a problem. So we are appreciating Mother Alwani's presentation and we're waiting. Maybe we can start early. So we can have a 10 minutes early today. So we can start 10 minutes early and have kirtan everything, because this is a, how many slides you have?
It's total 22 points, so I'm just finished 5.
So you took 2 hours, 1 hour to finish 5. So that will be like,
It's so long.
okay, it's better we come early and try to go speed. But this is nice. It's nice. We are benefited. Is that okay, everybody? Okay. Gaur Brahmanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Binda ki jai, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki jai, and Rupa Goswami